I just entered this Ben 10 world, but there's a little problem. If I come here and get some wood, turn this oak log into oak planks, and then make a crafting table and come here. I don't have Ben 10's prototype Omnitrix, but this green Omnitrix here, when I hover over it, it says Traumatrix. The second Omnitrix is called Fossiltrix. Because in this mod I'm playing now, it's the true story of Ben 10. When I say the true story of Ben 10, it's from prehistoric times. And to create the first Omnitrix, which is called Fossiltrix, I'm going to need a few items like 4 bones, 2 emeralds, 2 redstone dust, and a clock. And to be honest, it's pretty basic, but don't forget that this is the very first Omnitrix in the history of Ben 10. So enough stalling and... And there we go, the first basic Minecraft items that I just created. So you don't get too confused, while I'm gathering the items needed to create the Fossiltrix here, I'm going to tell you the story of the Fossiltrix. A long time ago, even before the Omnitrix existed, the first Galvans were already studying life across the universe, seeking to understand species evolution, extinction, and the emergence of new beings. But there was a mystery that no one could explain. Why did so many powerful animals from the past simply disappear? To find this out, a group of scientists created a secret project called the Fossil Project. This group was led by Azamuk, the leader of the Fossil Project. Latar specialized in biofossil minerals. Equita created the first tech prototypes. Sariva analyzed DNA and revived extinct species. Nut, the technician who kept the entire laboratory running. Together, they wanted to answer an ancient question. Why did so many powerful creatures from the past simply disappear? During this search, Latar found something different inside a cave full of fossils, a shiny mineral that seemed alive. This mineral would glow when it got close to ancient bones, as if it recognized them. They called this mineral biofossil because it reacted to everything that had come from the past. Sariva got excited when she realized the biofossil could reveal DNA information about the extinct creature. It was like a key to the past. The Fossil Project existed only to study ancient animals. They wanted to understand how these creatures lived. But one day Rikitan had another idea. He wanted to connect the biofossil to his device. This device acted like a scanner, analyzing DNA and displaying species information. Azimuk, the leader, warned them to be careful, but Rikitan wanted to proceed. Each scientist contributed. Nut activated the machines, Sariva input the DNA data, and Glatar provided a piece of the biofossil. But when the mineral touched the device, a giant light filled the laboratory. The biofossil mixed with the technology and the ancient DNA started to glow as if it had awakened. The device changed shape on its own, as if it were alive, and that's how Fossiltrix was born. It was the first device capable of accessing the DNA of creatures that had disappeared, prehistoric animals, evolutions that never existed, and lost stories of the universe. It was like a modern Omnitrix, but made with the past of the creatures. However, when Azamuk saw the power of the Fossiltrix, he was frightened. The transformations, Terra Grito, Sabre Sombra, Crocantos, were massive and powerful. These aliens could easily destroy a whole planet. That's why the scientists decided to hide the Fossiltrix inside an underground laboratory. They wanted to make sure that no one would use that power the wrong way. Years later, disaster struck when a meteor shower hit the planet. The Fossil Project laboratory was destroyed, and the Fossiltrix ended up trapped inside pieces that floated through space. And he was lost for millions of years. And now with all the necessary items, I just need to come here to the crafting table and make the most basic crafts possible. 4 bones, 2 emeralds, 2 redstone dusts, and a regular Minecraft clock in the center. And with that, we create the first Omnitrix, the famous Fossiltrix. This will be good since it's getting dark and I want to use all the Fossiltrix abilities. When I activate it, it looks like this on my wrist. And the first alien we have here is the famous and mighty 4 arms, and we turn into 4 arms here like a caveman. Look at his size, man, because as you know, cavemen in ancient times were strong. Because literally, he used everything with his hands. So one hit on the pig should defeat it, and that's exactly what happens. And a zombie? Where is it? There were a lot of zombies here. Where are they? There were several zombies here, man. Now they're gone. What's going on? Let's go for this curved one right here. Take that. Wow, one hit. Now the spider, let's see if he's strong, but the spider's weak. Yeah, that was easy. Oh, we found a zombie. Just one hit, but he's dealing some damage, though not much. Wait, actually it takes 2 hits to defeat a zombie. This 4 arms is weak, but that's enough about 4 arms. The next alien we're going to transform into here is Wildmutt. And look at this Wildmutt form here, man. It's so cool. I wish I could understand what kind of mix of old stuff he turned into, because it's Wildmutt. But what kind of Wildmutt is this? It gets even more fun. Look how cool this is, guys. Here we have the Wildmutt form. And actually, he's called Saber Beast 60,000 years before Christ. Look how cool this is, man, and it's just like Minecraft, right? I really liked Wildmutt. And the next alien we have here is Cannonbolt. Look how cool this is, man. Honestly, this time I really liked Cannonbolt, because usually Cannonbolt looks pretty weird in the other Omnitrixes. And here he looks cool. Check out the way he walks. Look at his little tail moving. From what I noticed, the Omnitrix symbol is right on his tail. That's pretty cool. We can also compare him here with the cartoon. Actually, his real name is Ankyloro. 5,730,000 years before Ben. That's cool. It's written here. This alien has a very sturdy body to turn into a ball, like his future successor. So his main weapon is the ball at the tip of his tail, which comes off and causes havoc on his enemies. Look how cool, man. There's Cannonbolt himself. This is one of the ancestors with DNA closest to the current versions. And look at Cannonbolt, the new current one right here. And Cannonbolt before Ben. That's cool. And here I give a 9 to Fossiltrix's Cannonbolt. Because we don't roll around, we're just walking. It's just that he hasn't learned to roll yet. Next alien after Cannonbolt. Here we have Ghostfreak, and from what I noticed here, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but look, we have the regular Ghostfreak mixed with a mummy. I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but to be sure, here's the drawing version. Ancestral Ecturonite. 759,000 years before Ben. Look, it's just like Minecraft here. It's written right here. The Ecturonites used to be much more powerful and extremely dangerous. They were such a threat that a very ancient civilization from the planet Anur-Phaetos imprisoned all the Ecturonites in sarcophagi, sealing the species away and isolating that danger. This ancient people eventually vanished from the planet. Over time, the Ecturonites managed to escape from that capsule, but they were trapped for so long that Fossiltrix recognizes the sarcophagus as part of his DNA, and that's why Fossiltrix's ancestral Ecturonite appears trapped inside a sarcophagus. It's written right here. Ben can't control this alien at all. It has its own consciousness, so Ben is permanently forbidden from transforming into this alien. And it would be a huge danger to everyone. Its powers include possession, telekinesis, telepathy, mind control, and powerful rays of darkness. My friends, this Phantasmatico is stronger than the current one. Honestly, I transformed here. I'm not possessed, right? And the next alien we have here is Rat in his trapped version, right guys? Check out Rat in this form. Honestly, I liked it here. He reminds me of rhinoceroses and looks like ancient tusks. Look how cool that is. I'll give him a 10, okay? Let's check out one of his powers. He doesn't have any powers yet, but it's still cool. Soon they'll add more powers for him. After Rat, we have none other than Gray Matter. If you take a look, he's a frog, man. That's different. Let's try to understand a little bit about Gray Matter here. His name is Galvanic Toad, 700 million years before Christ. The Galvanic Toad can inflate his throat with a strong poison, allowing him to float. This poison was lost over time in the evolution of the Galvanians, making more room for rationality. With a lot of concentration, Ben could use this to spit poison at his enemies. But it's a difficult ability to control since it wasn't expected in the species biology. Look how cool that is, man. And down here we have Bufos Galvan and the current Gray Matter. Look how tiny he really was. I liked Gray Matter here, but it's actually Bufos Galvan. The next alien here from Ben 10 from the Fossiltrix is my favorite alien, which is XLR-Eight. Look at this. Is it just me, guys? Or does he really look like a dinosaur? Or is it just in my head? Reptile, right? Look how cool that is. And his tail is really big, man. I wonder if he uses his tail to attack. To satisfy our curiosity, here it is. His name is XLR-Eight Raptor, 4,000 years before Christ. This version, although fast, will still reach its highest speed potential in the future. That means, guys, that he's talking about the current XLR-Eight, because as you can see down here, we have the old XLR-Eight and the size of the current XLR-Eight, so it was a little smaller. His tail is extremely long and flexible, and when used as a whip, it breaks the sound barrier and creates a shockwave. That's it, guys. That's why his tail is huge here in Minecraft, man. Ben can use friction to store electricity in his feathers and then discharge it at an enemy. My friends, this old XLR-Eight from Fossiltrix was totally different. But honestly, I prefer this one over the current one. What about you? Leave a comment. And the next alien we have here is none other than Insectoid. And to be honest with you, he hasn't changed that much. The only thing that's different here is his hand. And this, I don't know, what is this? A shell? What is this thing on his back? And here is Insectoid's form in a drawing, and his name was Insectoid. Wow. Very hard. It says here 120 million years before Christ. That's cool, man. And he was really tiny, right? Here it is, look. The Insectoids, as Ben called them, were small arthropods and worked in a very unique way. This species doesn't release poisonous slime, but it has the ability to lay an absurd amount of eggs in a very short time through its stinger. Wow, that's weird. It laid eggs, man. Look here. Luckily, the Insectoid that Ben transformed into was male, so his eggs weren't sterile, so it ends up being really useful to cover a surface in seconds. Insectoid also does really well in aquatic environments, and its wings are great for swimming. And check this out, guys. Unlike the current Insectoid, he not only flies but also goes underwater. Will it work here? Although he is swimming. That's so cool. He's actually swimming. The current Insectoid can't do that.